Before I request the guest of honor, Shri Sanjeev Kumar, IAS, Secretary Defense Production, to give the keynote address, I would like to introduce him. Shri Sanjeev Kumar is a 1993 batch IAS officer of the Maharashtra cadre. He has long and carried experience in the state and central government. Amongst the notable assignments he has fulfilled are Chairperson, Airport Authority of India, Commissioner GST Maharashtra, Chairman and Managing Director Maharashtra State Electricity Distribution Company, Joint Secretary Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, Government of India, Mission Director of Prime Minister Awas Yojana, and Divisional Commissioner, Nagpur Division. He brings a wealth of experience to the Department of Defense Production, and we look forward to hearing him. Ladies and gentlemen, again, a huge round of applause for Shri Sanjeev Kumar as I invite him for the keynote address.
Thank you very much. A very warm good morning to all of you. Highly distinguished and decorated General Anil Chauhan, CDS sir, Major General Dr. Ashok Kumar, Director General of Sanjeev, Major General Ravi Arora, Convener IMR, distinguished guest dignitaries, esteemed representative from defense industry, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to be part of this event, and I convey my sincere thanks and gratitude to Center for Joint Warfare Studies and Indian Military Review for giving me this opportunity to interact with you all. I was told that Center for Joint Warfare Studies was raised in 2007 with a broad vision to be premier think tank promoting jointness, integration and transformation in Indian armed forces, and it has been actively striving towards this goal through various mechanisms, be it publication of well-researched articles related to domain, conduct of webinar, seminar, roundtable discussions, etc., and provide inputs for doctrine and policy formulation. Today's gathering is testimonial to the concerted efforts being made by Sanjeev in its past 16-17 years and exemplify the synergy between policymaker, industry leader, and stakeholder who are united by a shared commitment to strengthening our nation's defense capabilities. The theme of today's and tomorrow's event is Indigenization and Import Substitution Initiative. Capture the essence of a transformative journey that India is undertaking. In fact, General Chauhan, in his very wise address to us, has touched upon these issues, and he has gone beyond that. A delicate balance which need to be created in terms of preparedness and also self-reliance. Hitherto, we were dependent on mostly supplies, defense supplies coming from outside, mostly from erstwhile Soviet bloc, Russia, and also USA and European countries. So I must congratulate all of you who contributed in this decision of Government of India towards going for self-reliance. It's not an easy decision, we all understand. But having taken that and having seen the success, though in limited manner but in a very significant manner, we all feel very confident of our journey towards self-reliance in defense sector. In fact, it is an imperative, a strategic imperative. We have seen now in the recent wars. You know much better than me, I am just 2.5 month, 3 month old in this sector, that without having indigenous capability and self-reliant in creating spares, platforms, it's not easy to fight a very longish war which typically today's wars seems to be happening. The wars for long duration, wars using cutting-edge technologies, wars where we have to be dependent on our own strength and the strength of our friends or our suppliers. So I must congratulate to all of you to having undertaken this very courageous step. Also, I must congratulate our industries to rise for the occasion and start delivering, as I said, in a limited but significant manner. We all understand the need of self-reliance. So how to bring in industry more and more in the defense production? That is the challenge of my particular department and specifically and collectively of ours, all of ours. This department, which I am secretary of, was created in 1964. I'm not sure, but probably after the 1962 war. Again, that was a very significant event in our military history, and which forced us to create a Department of Defense Production so that in some manner or other we start producing our own equipment, albeit through mostly on TOT basis. In last 7-8 years of self-reliance, again, this department has to play a very significant role and has to, if I can borrow the word, democratize the defense industry. It should not remain confined to only public sector unit of Government of India or few units, few big business houses. The development of defense equipments, technology cannot remain confined to one particular set of people, howsoever competent that can be, because we need many more people to contribute, many more people to apply their brain, their resources. So how to attract more industry? That's a challenge basically for all of us. Because industries are not tuned to work in defense sector. They have not worked. They don't have much experience in this. And we also don't have much experience in working with private sector industries. And here situation gets slightly more compounded because there is a single purchaser. So the market generally, when there are multiple supplier, multiple purchaser, develop on its own. Market has got its own method of developing. People have experience. People have generated the models which can allow them to conduct the business by taking appropriate risk. But this type of model, at least in India, is still evolving. One step which we all acknowledge, and today also it has been acknowledged, is the speed of decision making. And my interaction with the industry last 2.5 months and 3 months also says so, that many times the speed at which they would like us to respond in terms of culminating an idea into the order is not to their liking. And it becomes more cumbersome, problematic when we are dealing with the small MSMEs and the startups. They don't have wherewithal to sustain the efforts for few years, if not few months, to get the tangible outcome of their efforts. And also they don't have wherewithals, or probably not even wherewithal, but also what should I say? I mean, their preparedness to deal with our cumbersome procedure. Our means government cumbersome procedures. Yesterday I was discussing with our internal team about IDEX program and Aditi program. So the type of scrutiny which we want to do of the proposal of small startups, the type of paperwork which we want them to do, We want to treat them on the same level at which we are treating with established industrial players. And not all of them have that type of expertise, appetite, or patience. We need to remember that, at least in the cutting edge technology, we are dealing with youngsters who have, for good or bad, a different mindset, a different way of working. And they get bogged down with our procedure, howsoever sacrosanct they might be to us. So we all need to evolve better procedures which are suitable for youngsters, which have their own way of looking at life, to respond them in time, and also give a surety of orders to their effort. Howsoever we may say that it is our duty towards the nation to develop our defense industry, but the underlying objective of every private sector would be to earn enough to sustain him and his group of friends, employees, and also create enough surplus to invest in future. So we need to leave enough on their table so that they can invest in the future. And we have to assure that, or ensure also, through our procedures, tendering procedure, that enough is left on their table so that they can keep on investing further and further in the technology and expand it. Many times, our procedure, as General Chauhan Sahab also said, the emphasis on L1, which is not a bad emphasis, which is a correct emphasis, but we have to find a correct balance between L1 and F1, as Sir said, and also probably L1 on a very slightly longest time frame, not on that particular order. And the industry also need to be assured for the repeat order. This also have been told to me by many industry that when they develop certain product, they get some MOQ, minimum order quantity, but they are not very sure that what will happen to the repeat order. And when then some technology has been developed by applying their brain or wherever they have got that technology, and when it becomes open to all, then they feel that next order might go to somebody else. So that also play a role of a barrier. So thus learning from us, to all of us, that we need to re-innovate our procedures, at least to the companies which are startup companies, if not for all, though ideally we should be able to re-innovate our procedure for all industries. That means faster, assurity. When they start working, they should be fairly assured that they will get the order. Sometimes, I will say old saying, also cliche also, that better become the enemy of good. So when we evolve a new product, the time frame which we take, certain new ideas come. People also change, new people come. And unfortunately, this technology, modern technology, changes so fast that if we are not able to close on a particular product in a given time frame of 6 months to 1 year, something better comes up. So we are always going on the escalator. And then the person who is with us find difficult to climb on the escalator because he has to spend from his own pocket. So maybe the concept which Armed Force has already developed, that is spiral development, need to be more actively employed, and persons who have started working with us need to be given at least first set of order very fast. Also, the purpose of this seminar or this event is also B2B, which is a very, very novel concept, because I see that many parallel platforms are getting developed where we are engaging startup companies and MSMEs. We need to evolve all these platforms into one platform where all of them can see each other, if not physically, at least technologically, so that the synergy between all these companies can be brought in. Deduplication of efforts can be attempted many times, because Let's say DRDO is also developing their own I Dream, I Dare, something, that program. We are also doing something. IDEX is doing something. And all of us trying to engage only one set of players, broadly which we call them startup or MSME. And if they are not electronically brought on one platform, then we might see many efforts which are happening parallelly. So we need to work also in that direction, and so that deduplication can happen, synergy can come, cross-learning can happen, and product can be developed fast. General Chauhan in his address in SIDM has used the word collaborative research. I like that phrase. So collaborative research and collaborative development should also be our endeavor. Everything cannot be done by one person or one set of person. We need to move beyond our regular stakeholder and to create more and more stakeholders. And this, I won't take much of your time. My talk is generally, I have gone beyond what is written here, since there's no point in repeating what we have already done. IDEX, make one, make two, 75% of budget, etc. We all know that very much. Just one more thing I would say, and then end my talk here, is that simultaneously we need to work on exports. Why we need to work exports? Because we cannot be, or probably we will not be able to create enough market within this country which can satisfy the investment done by the public sector and private sector both. So we need to do export. That's one reason, so that some economy of scale is there, some minimum order quantity is always with them. And also quality improves when we do the export, because there is more consumer who would be giving feedback. Apart from that, India as a country would have softer power over countries, with those countries where our products would be getting exported. And export in defense sector cannot happen without the support of armed forces. Because first that product has to get acceptance in that country, then armed force has to use its strength along with the MEA and DDP type of our department, our reach, strength, and where the armed forces strength is much more than anybody else, because the armed forces of other countries interact with you on a very regular basis. So if we can encourage export of our domestic manufacturers, then it will help in growing the ecosystem of this country. I'm sure the deliberation which would happen over 2 days would be really useful, and meaningful recommendations as far as policy making to us, and as far as implementation is concerned to all of you and all of us would be there to see, and some of them would get implemented. With these words, I thank again all of you for giving me patience hearing, and to the organizers for giving me opportunity to be with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. KPMG have produced a knowledge paper on doing business in defense. May I please request Commander Gautam Nanda, Associate Partner Aerospace, Defense and Space, KPMG, who led the team to produce this paper, to kindly come up on stage and present the copies of the knowledge paper to the guests. I would also request the eminent guests on stage to kindly release the knowledge paper. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a huge round of applause, please? Thank you so much.